Welcome to another episode of Provo Paranormal. I'm your host, Maria Rivera. Today we have an exclusive interview with Sydney and Magna, two Provo residents who have had a recent paranormal experience. They will be interviewed by one of our researchers, James Christensen, a fellow student here at BYU. They have graciously agreed to share with us their spooky experience they had earlier this semester.
Thank you, Sydney and Magda, for coming on our program. So, just as some background knowledge for our listeners, I actually work with Magda, and I was telling her about how we were looking for people who have had some paranormal experiences here in Provo. She quickly responded with, "Actually, my roommates and I had one this semester." Intrigued, I had her tell me the story, and I got to say that I would have thought it was made up if only she had experienced. But the fact that several witnesses were present swayed me that these frequent encounters over a short period of time were in fact legitimate. I'm honestly quite sure that your all's story will become lore one day, as it is just that intense and involved. So, just to begin, where would you all say it started, and when?
So, I've lived at the apartment that we're at right now. This is my second year. It started, I gotta say, around, right before Christmas, because it was cold out. And me and my roommate that I was currently living with have, LED lights all the way around our room. And it would start with, both of us were doing laundry on our beds, our LED lights were on, and our lights were on. And we have a remote to control the lights, and it sits on the table. And we're both sitting there, and our LED lights start flashing and, switching colors, things like that, and we kind of are both yelling at each other to knock it off because we're thinking it's the other person.
Exactly.
And we both look around and see that the remote's chilling on the table, and we're like, okay, whatever, wiring, we're fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Then, a few days later, we kept, our doorknob kept, twitching, like someone was trying to get in our room, and, our door was moving. We're like, okay, it's the wind, it's fine, whatever. So then we're all sitting at the table together, and we're with a few other roommates, and then my roommate's boyfriend at the time. And my roommate, we kind of jokingly were telling her boyfriend about it. And then my other roommate was like, no way. I've been having experiences like that too.
Yeah.
And we're like, shut up. No, this is not happening. We're like, no way. So then we all start freaking out. We're sharing our experiences. And then, no joke, right after we're sharing our experiences, the front door starts doing it. Shaking, rattling, the doorknobs wiggling. We're looking through the peephole and nobody's there. And we're all like, oh my gosh, we're going to die.
Yeah.
This is the end of us.
This is it.
And then her boyfriend, so then we're kind of like, whatever, we're all being stupid, it's fine, whatever. So we continue talking, enjoying our night, whatever. And her boyfriend is sitting so he can see the hallway down our apartment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
And he goes, guys, I don't want to freak you out. And we're like, oh, shut up, knock it off, this is dumb. He goes, no, I swear in my life I just saw something run across the hallway. And I'm like, you're friggin' joking. No friggin' way. So then we blessed the apartment that night. We got a bunch of people over and we blessed it. Because I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. So then it stopped. And then once my new roommates, Magda and everyone moved in, we started getting experiences again. And I don't know if it's just focused in my room, but me and my roommate Helen have noticed we have a big package of gum in our drawer, and pieces will be missing and placed in weird places in our room. I woke up with 2 pieces of gum chilling on my bed, or we'll have our speaker be moved to the smack dab center of our room, or things like that, which was really weird. So we're kind of okay, but I sleepwalk, so we're maybe it's just me sleepwalking, it's fine, whatever. And then me and my roommate Helen are chilling. I'm laying on my bed. She's grabbing something out of the closet, and she has a bin on the top shelf of our closet, and it flew down, and all of her garments and everything flew out of it. And we're both sitting there. We look at each other. And I'm like, did you do that? She's like, no. I go. She's like, did you see that? I'm like, I saw that. Did you see?
We
did
saw
this
that.
just
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah. And all of this is also only happening in Helen and Sydney's room.
Only our room.
None of us had experiences in our rooms.
Yeah.
Until later.
And then, so we're both freaking out. And then a few days later, we're kind of both on our beds. We're scrolling through TikTok, about to go to sleep. Our lights are still on though. we're chilling, and our table in between our two beds starts shaking and like kind of rattling, and we both look at each other. We're like, I'm not touching it. She goes, I'm not touching it. We're both watching it move. We're like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
We're both freaking out. And so those were like a few. Do you have any that you?
Yeah, no, I hadn't had any experiences. Like, I would hear stories of like Helen and Sydney would like wake up and be like, our gum was in the center of the room again, like, and like tell us stories and everything. But I had had zero experiences until there was one night where I think Sydney was in the living room, and there's the hallway to all of our bedrooms, and it ends in the living room. Sydney was in the living room. Me and Helen were coming from our rooms out into the living room. And there's a third room with our other two roommates, and they're inside their room. And so me and Helen are coming out, and as we're passing our roommate's room, we hear Helen, like really deep boy's voice, like man's voice, Helen, and we both whip around at the same time, and we're like I look at her, I'm like, did someone just say your name? And she's like, someone for sure just said my name. Like, we both heard it, we both looked around at the same time. I was like, for sure, Emily's boyfriend has to be here. And so, like, I go into the room and I'm like, Emily, is Jackson here? Is your boyfriend here? And she's like, no. And I'm like, you're joking. You're for sure joking. He's totally here. I'm like opening doors, like whipping around corners, like Jackson, where are you? And he's just not there. And so that was, again, like, Sydney went to get her brother, and we blessed the apartment again
that night.
Yeah.
We blessed the apartment 2 times since I've lived there. 2 years. Not even 2 years. Like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But just like weird things. Like, I've never really felt like, oh my gosh, someone's going to kill me. Like, this person's out to get me.
Yeah, it's kind of just a strange.
Yeah, any ghost experience I've ever had, I've never felt like I was necessarily in harm's way. I always felt like, oh, they're just kind of saying, I'm here. Like, know that I'm here. Know that I'm with you right now.
Yeah.
It was never like, oh my gosh.
Like, they're kind of aggressive in a kind way.
Yeah.
And just strange.
Aggressive in a kind way.
Like, they're not aggressive in me, but
fair.
they're like very pushy.
And it's never been like anything, like, none of our important, like, it's just been like gum that they
exactly
move. Or like
exactly.
our scissors they'll move.
Yeah.
Or like the gum or the speaker or whatever. And like pieces of our gum are going missing. So I think he likes minty breath. So there's that.
He's getting ready for
we
a date
also
somewhere.
assume it's a he because of the voice. That's why we say he, because
we heard the man's voice. Yeah.
But our roommate has other theories of why it's a he. But we have us.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like weird things like that. So it's been going on for like about a year and a half. We just blessed it. We haven't had any experiences since.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. But and it's like our front door would jiggle still for a while. It just was spooky things.
Yeah.
Or we do, I mean we have food go missing, but that's also could just be roommates eating.
Yeah.
So that's probably not the
totally
case.
fine.
But just like weird things, but we haven't had anything since we blessed it the second time.
Yep.
So.
All right. Yeah, that's, and I don't even know what to say. That's it's a huge
I know, it's amazing.
experience, and like it definitely sounds like something's been going on there for a while. Have either of you ever heard rumors from people that lived there previous to you all?
Not necessarily. My old roommate that I lived with said that she could like sense spirits on a higher level. I again don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
But she said she's had experiences in the apartment, but not like our experiences. Hers were like she could feel the presence, but like nothing ever like happened. Like the lights didn't flicker, or you know what I mean. Like nothing like that has ever happened. But no, like scary stories like someone's died there or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, so Sydney, you were also telling me that when you used to live in Spanish Fork here, that you also had another experience. Could you tell us kind of about what was going on with that?
Yes. So me and my brother at the time were living in an RV park in Provo, and my family was still living in Nebraska because we were just moving to Utah. So we were like super eager to get out of our RV, so my parents kind of rented the first available house that they found. So we moved into this house, and we had heard rumors. So this woman had lived there with her husband, if I remember correctly. They got divorced, and she was still living there. He had left, and she started dating someone new. And her ex-husband had found out about this and came to her, like called her and yelled at her and was telling her that he was coming to the house. So she locked her boyfriend in the closet because her husband was known to be aggressive, her ex-husband. So she locked him in the closet so that her ex-husband wouldn't, do anything
Hurt
to the
him or
boyfriend.
something, yeah.
And he ended up shooting her in the head in the kitchen and killed her, okay? So we had heard that story, and we had heard that people previously had never lived in the house longer than like a few months, maybe a year. Everyone has like moved out past
Red
that.
flag.
So we were kind of like, okay, this is weird. We didn't find any of that out until my mom was like, I need to get out of this house now. And then all the neighbors were like, whoa. And we're like, what the frick?
Yeah.
You should have told us that. Anyway, so we didn't find any of that out until we were moving out. So we moved into this house, great neighborhood. The people there were super sweet. Just weird things would happen. Like our garage door would open all the time. All of us were out of town and it would open. We would call our neighbor would go close it, it would open again. Things like that, which was weird, but again, wiring,
Could be blamed on other
whatever.
stuff, yeah.
Then my parents went out of town for my dad's business, so whatever. And me and my brother were alone, and we're with our dog, and we're sitting in the living room, which is like, it's like a split level, so we're like down, and we're chilling in the living room, and we can hear her running up and down the hallway. Vividly can hear footsteps.
Holy cow.
I'm looking at my brother, and I'm like, you're hearing this? He's like, yes. You're hearing this? I'm like, yeah. So we can hear to that, and she starts slamming doors upstairs. And we're like, okay, like, this is really freaky. So me and my brother leave, because we're like, what the H? Like, we're out. So we left. We told our parents about this. My mom's like, I've been feeling weird things, too. Me and my brother ended up getting really, really sick to the point where we almost got hospitalized because we were just so unbelievably ill. And my dog, a little mini schnauzer, she's obsessed with my mom. She's always right next to my mom, never leaves my mom's side. So the kitchen where the woman had gotten shot, my dog would not step foot in the kitchen, would not go near it. She'll, like, if we're upstairs, downstairs, basement, whatever, she'll be right next to us. If we go into the kitchen, she'll sit on the stairs and watch us.
Daisy
She
knows.
will not. No, not Daisy.
Oh, not Daisy.
My old dog.
Okay.
But she will not, like, go in the kitchen. So we're like, that's kind of odd, but whatever. We were like, maybe she's just sick. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. Another thing was we had gotten the carpets professionally cleaned 3 times, okay? We got them finally replaced in the basement. And anytime we would walk on the carpets, our feet would turn black. Okay?
Are you kidding?
Black. So, like I said, professionally cleaned 3 times. We had gotten the carpets in the basement replaced. Black feet, okay? So we could never walk around barefoot because, yeah. But our feet would be black. So it was weird things like that would happen. Doors would slam. We would hear her all the time. We never really heard her voice, but we would hear, like, running, door slamming, like, things like that. And I think my dog, because I've heard that dogs can sense spirits. I don't really know if that's true. But you know how I don't know if you guys heard that? And how, like, little, like, babies or toddlers can sense spirits better than we can because they're closer to the veil.
Yeah.
So we after we found out, we think that my dog could sense her, especially most strongest in the kitchen, which is why she never went in the kitchen.
No, those were the vibes I was getting.
And so it was just super weird. And then, like I said, me and my brother both got so unbelievably sick. Like, we were, like, almost going to the hospital. Like, we were trying everything to get rid of it. After 3 months, my mom kept telling my dad, she's like, I need to leave. There's something wrong with this house. My dad's like, you're crazy. And he's like, there's something wrong with this house. My mom said it for like a month, and me and my brother were like, you're crazy. And then once we started having the experiences, we're like, Dad, we need to leave this house. And then my dad's like, okay, let's leave. So we lasted 3 months in the house, and we left because my mom was like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
My kids are getting sick. My dog's being a psycho. Like, we're leaving now.
Yeah.
So then once we decided we're out, like, we're leaving, we asked the neighbors to come help us move, like the priest, whatever, like all of those people.
Literally.
The ward, they came and helped us, and that's when they told us everything that had happened, like the murder and
That's
blah,
so
blah,
nice
and
to
how
know.
people had been moving out of the house.
Nice to know after
So we're
the
like,
fact.
So we're like, this is so great. So my mom walked out to my dad, and she was like, I told you, I'm not crazy. I'm like,
I
there
knew
was
it all
something
along.
in the house.
Literally.
So then we finally ended up moving out and everything like that. And then, crazy, I go to Trek the next year, right? Super random, whatever. This is like a year later. And the guy that I'm Trek brothers with, we're chatting, having a good time, getting to know each other, right? pushing the wagon.
As you
Anyway.
do.
And he goes, I was like, we started talking about ghost stories. And I was like, shut up. I lived in a haunted house. Let me tell you about it. And he goes, no way, so did I. And I'm like, no way. I
No
go,
way,
where was yours?
Sydney.
I go, Spanish Fork. He goes,
No
where
way,
was yours?
Sydney.
Spanish Fork. I was
No.
like, no. We pull up right then and there, Google Maps.
Absolutely
This is the
not.
house that I lived in. He goes, that's the house I
Are
lived in.
you
I'm like,
kidding
shut
me?
up. He starts telling me all these experiences, her running up and down stairs, up the hallway, slamming doors. I'm like, no fetching way. I go, we have the same experience. He goes, you're kidding. We are best friends forever. That's besides the point. But only him and his little sister, neither of his parents
Had any
had
experience?
any experiences, but him and his little sister did.
Okay.
And so they lasted a year, and then they finally left.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so they lasted a while there. But like we said, we never got experiences like, she's here to, like, kill me.
Yeah.
I think she was just here to say, yo, I'm here. This is my house.
This is my house.
This is my space, you
Please
know?
leave.
Kind of that vibe. But crazy!
No, that is
house.
wild.
That's pretty intense.
So crazy. So then it, like, reassured me that I'm not insane. This
Yeah,
really happened.
literally.
Because he was like, because we started sharing our experiences, and then we found out it was the same house. And they were the same. I was like, no way, I had
They
the
were
same
matching up.
experiences.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. It was insane. It was crazy.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Literally.
Whack. Anyway,
that.
that was my other experience.
Yeah. Well, thank you two so much for sharing and for coming on our podcast today. We
You're welcome.
always like to get content from local residents here in Provo.
Of course.
We loved it.
Thanks again for tuning in our podcast this week. Please join us next Wednesday to hear another eerie experience here in Utah County.